people of Beirut were hoping to share in Donald Trump's new golden age for the Middle East. This is what confronted them today. Trump had threatened Iran with a living hell. Instead, Israel meting out what it called Operation Eternal Darkness across Beirut and beyond. The heaviest round of bombing yet. In more than a month of resumed fighting with Hezbollah, 100 targets struck across Lebanon in just 10 minutes. This is a crime, says this municipality official. The state has to do something. It's a residential area. There's nothing here. Why does it need to be damaged like this? Whether this was a repudiation of a wider ceasefire or a maximalist final blow before one takes hold, unclear. It's breadth, Israel said, because Hezbollah had rebased from its stronghold in southern Beirut and intermingled with other communities in other locations.
The IDF attacked hundreds of Hezbollah terrorists in a surprise strike at headquarters throughout Lebanon. This is the largest concentrated blow Hezbollah has suffered since the Pages operation.
European nations, including Britain, jointly calling for the ceasefire to include Lebanon even before these latest strikes.
Hezbollah made a strategic mistake by attacking Israel and dragging Lebanon into the regional crisis. However, what we are witnessing today, both from what we have seen with the strikes and the occupation of southern Lebanon, cannot be a long-term solution.
Early this morning, an Iranian missile intercepted low over Jerusalem just moments after Donald Trump's ceasefire announcement. It was some hours still before the official response from Israel's Prime Minister, best described as grudging. Israel supports President Trump's decision to suspend strikes against Iran for 2 weeks. Israel also supports the US effort to ensure that Iran no longer poses a nuclear missile and terror threat. The United States has told Israel that it is committed to achieving these goals. The 2-week ceasefire does not include Lebanon.
The nuclear program still possesses a threat. The ballistic missile problem was not obliterated.
The response from the leader of the opposition, damning. An unprecedented political disaster, Israel excluded from decisions core to its national security. At the beginning you said this was a just war. If the other way it was going to end was a mass civil infrastructure attack that Donald Trump himself referred to as civilizational death, is this not a better outcome?
Those brave young Iranians took to the streets last January because of economic reasons. So I think, and I've been saying this since October 2024, that what we should have done is hit the infrastructure of Iran in order to make sure this regime doesn't last economically and therefore doesn't last at all.
Inside and down the coast from Beirut this morning, some of the more than 1 million displaced were contemplating a return to their homes in the Israeli-occupied south, both the Lebanese government and Hezbollah telling them to wait. Hours later, the mass airstrikes came to Sidon too. Fragile hopes for an end to weeks of bombing, for homecomings, replaced by a lesser hope that this renewed darkness won't be eternal. Well, in the last hour we've been hearing from Benjamin Netanyahu, and if he spent a lot of this war batting away suggestions that he somehow dragged Donald Trump and the United States into it, today he's been trying to bat away suggestions reported in the Israeli press that he was surprised by this ceasefire and that he was not dragged out of this war before Israel was ready. Nonetheless, he did admit that there hadn't been a final achievement in terms of seeing off the Iranian threat, as he might put it, saying that Israel's finger was still on the trigger and it was ready to go back to war at any time. When it comes to Lebanon, he again said that Lebanon was not part of the ceasefire deal, a ceasefire for Israel in Lebanon. And that was something that Donald Trump also endorsed in speaking to a US journalist, saying that it was a separate skirmish, in his words. But the situation in Lebanon is one that the Iranians, certainly through their media, seem to be saying is crucial to the entire ceasefire. The plans for reopening fully the Strait of Hormuz dependent on it as far as they're concerned. So that is something that could potentially, the continued fighting there, really upset the entire structure of this deal, it seems. It could put it in jeopardy, and of course no one more in jeopardy than the people of Lebanon, once again, who are under this extraordinary level of fire from Israeli munitions again today.
Harry Fawcett, in Tel Aviv. Well, the journalist and author Rania Abu Zaid joins us now.